Strict stand for a segment or two. Nate Brennan, Old School is brought to you by the Mercato, located at 84th and Havelock, certified Piedmontese and butcher shop. Every type of meat, every type of cut that you would seafood, pasta, turkey jerky, beef jerky, vegetables, and everything underneath the sun. So we are here. Strick's got a question for me. He's been sitting on it too. He's been simmering on this question.
Been sitting on it. Sutter Heyman text lines open as well. 402-464-5685. If you want to jump in on this question, because Jay Foreman, I asked you about football. What was the thing you wanted to watch? But I've got another football question, but it's on the coaching circuit. And no, I'm not talking about Mickey.
Yeah.
So buying or selling? Mel Tucker survives longer than Jimbo Fisher.
Man, that's a hard question because the answer realistically would be Mel Tucker, just because I feel like he'll right the ship. And once at Michigan State, I feel like made that type of investment, they're going to ride that investment out. But on the flip side, Jimbo Fisher kind of has Texas A&M by the cojones, man.
The Natties?
Yes, strong. He had that vice grip on him, man. So he's still I think his whole contract is fully guaranteed.
Fully. He got that Deshaun Watson.
He got that Brian Bosworth.
The Boz.
He got the Bosworth.
He got that Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah. That's exactly what got it.
Bobby Bonilla, my God.
Chris Bosh.
He's still getting paid.
Or Chris Bosh. I'm gonna say Jimbo Fisher for the simple fact of his contract. I don't think Mel Tucker. I think Mel Tucker has on the base the same kind of contract, but I think Jimbo Fisher is like fully guaranteed.
He got that ironclad.
Yeah, like
they have a lot more money though.
Texas, yeah,
so
and then
they'd be more willing to move on than Michigan State would.
See, that's why.
But the thing is, the buyouts are big and all this other stuff. But most likely, these guys are going to get other jobs. As long as they don't do anything that's.
So could you extend it out?
No, what I mean is this: so if they go get another job, so say he's owed $40 million, and then he goes and signs the contract for 40. Texas A&M is still only on the hook for 40. The difference. So these guys will get other jobs.
So they're only on the line for the difference of whatever
if they get another job.
Oh.
So you remember when Bo Pelini left, he went to Youngstown State and he was getting paid whatever his was per year, and he just took a lower. He's the head coach, but he didn't. He took a little bit less money. He went all that Nebraska money. He did Youngstown a favor, and he kind of
so you can't do it like you do in baseball. You can't extend it out and be like, we gonna hit you with the 20-year joint.
I'm sure you can if you put it in the contract, and I'm sure some schools would like to do that. But Mel Tucker and Jimbo Fisher, regardless of how their tenure ends, they'll get other jobs as long as they don't do something, that's like a code of conduct type of thing. They'll get another job.
How about this for you, Jay? Texter says Mel Tucker has 4 wins against ranked teams since 2020, most in the FBS. Now those wins on the road. So 4 road wins since 2020.
So if they do Urban Meyer, there's no chance. If they have an Urban Meyer in the brass rail
for Mel Tucker, there's no chance. Jimbo will get another one.
Oh, you would?
You're wild.
Yeah. Jimbo
Thursday.
Jim will get another
You never know what you're gonna hear on Thursday, bro.
I mean, it's just like old boy from the Celtics and the Nets.
Oh, Ime.
Well,
do you think they made a good decision? Because your boy got him off to 3-2 start.
They
looked good last night.
Well, Jock Vaughn, you played against him, right?
Mm-hmm.
He always was kind of like a coach. He wasn't an offensive threat.
No.
My man's jumper was broke, but he was a kind of a general on the floor. Right. So he kind of is natural. I'm surprised he has not been up for jobs before.
Well, he had, but
Orlando.
I told about his record. His record was literally
Orlando.
His record.
Wasn't he the head coach at Orlando?
He was, but let me tell you what
his coaching record is like 300 or something. It's bad.
It's 20%.
Was he the head coach at Orlando?
Orlando and a short stint in Brooklyn.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I stand corrected. Yeah.
So he did, but his record,
it went in percent, but
it was like 20. It was like 26 and
strict. A lot of times
240.
Let's be honest. When brothers are getting jobs, you getting the booty jobs. You ain't getting it where You got draft picks, capital, and
If
you
he
got
had the stuff he had now, he'd probably be better off.
right. You ain't getting them jobs. You ain't getting
Right.
an OKC job where they just drafted Durant. Here comes Russell Westbrook, and then you get James Harden in the second round, and Steven Adams, and then you had the cat from Kansas, Collison, that was there before. You ain't bros ain't getting them type of job.
What happened with Mark Jackson?
You getting the real Mark Jackson?
What happened with Mark Jackson?
How are you asking me and you the NBA?
I'm just
you the NBA insider.
I'm thinking about it.
Here's what I
They
think.
really was no
I don't
story
think Mark
out
Jackson wants to coach anymore. He's got a pretty good gig.
He's got a
on
real
TV.
good gig, and his wife is like
Why would you?
is one
He's
of the
got a good
top
gig.
gospel singers in the world.
Why would you? Why would you ever go back to coaching
But
if you can sit on the
but-
sidelines
but
and
the-
talk about
But
it?
here's the
paid.
thing.
He
Here's
gets paid,
the
too.
thing with Mark Jackson. It's just disrespectful. He's never up for them jobs. And I think it's either his agent always floating it out there to go back to the networks to kind of up his contract, because he doesn't seem like when he's behind when you hear, like, you could always tell Steve Kerr when you heard him comment, and Steve Kerr was really good, but you could always tell. Like even with John Lynch, you hear him calling football games.
Mm-hmm.
He would talk about next level type of stuff. So where
Mhm.
he's going around, he just ain't calling the game. He's evaluating players. He was always at a lot of college games. So you kind of like, all right, yeah, he's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Where Mark Jackson, I think he's cool.
Yeah, he's good.
I think he's cool. Hey, look, he's one of the best. He's well respected.
There goes that man.
He gets the finals every year.
Hand down, man down.
Mama,
There goes that man. You gonna give me? I need a couple J Foreman. Jeez, I need a couple.
You need something.
I told you.
I wrote a couple down.
You got the gangster slap.
I wrote a couple down.
You got to do something with like country people or like with farmers. We got to get some.
I got one,
What
but
you got?
it's for an Omaha player though.
No, what
Frankie,
I'm saying.
play my fiddler.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it tonight.
Yeah.
Watch what I say. Big 10 plus. Check it out.
Hey,
I'm gonna say it tonight.
but
Frankie. Oh no, there go Frankie. Play my fiddler.
But you need to get. Yeah, I like that one. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I
that's
like
pretty
that.
good.
But you need to get like when like somebody get a big block or something, you got to kind of correlate maybe some farming. We got to think of some sayings with the farmers and stuff.
He corn husked that off the glass.
Yeah, something.
Ooh, he husked that off the glass.
Yeah.
That's not too
That
bad.
might work.
That's all right.
Mm.
Who's going to be husking something off the glass?
I
though?
don't
That's the
know.
question.
Hopefully, Blaze Keita. Hopefully. Breidenbach, no bueno.
You don't like.
I like him, but defensively, he's not that timing guy.
For rebounding or just defense.
Deep blocking shots. He doesn't have that like get to the
He
rim,
husked him.
get to the. He don't have that kind of timing yet. He'll move his feet. He got good defense.
Yeah.
I just don't see him swiping.
Yeah.
Swiper, no
Yeah,
swiping.
yeah.
Swiper, no swiping. You guys don't know what that is.
dude,
Yeah,
that's
it's Dora the
Dora-
Ah,
Dora the
yeah,
Explorer.
yeah.
You know.
Old school, baby.
Yeah.
We old school.
So if you were starting, or who would your starting five be?
For
Huskers
right now,
right now.
Greasel, Vandermill, Gary, Breidenbach, and I have an old exciting. I'm like,
I'd say
you know,
Oleg.
Oleg?
No.
I put Oleg
You like
in
CJ
there.
Wilcher.
I like Oleg. I like Oleg because you know what? He gets so nervous when he gets in there, so I throw you out there early. Plus, any cat that's first one off the bench ready to scrap, he got something in him.
You were saying that he's always ready to scrap.
Well, hey, the NC State, Trey came down. He had his little scooter out there. Breidenbach said, "Hold on, man, let me handle this." When the Lat Man was in there,
Let disappear, man. He will go in the basement on you, like disappear.
He's
in
like-
a
What is he playing?
manhole
Like
or
Argentina
something.
right now or something?
I think he's in Australia.
but
Australia,
his
that's
ball
right.
handling was suspect. That's his problem.
Yeah. We didn't have a strong.
Yeah,
handle.
he couldn't dribble the ball and he couldn't handle the ball.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to ask you, man. Explain the difference. I think a lot of now basketball season starting to start at the high school level and obviously college kicking up. A lot of people don't understand the difference between dribbling the ball and ball handling because it's distinctly different.
Right.
And basketball minds want to know. So explain the difference.
So for example, Kyrie Irving has ball handling skills. Russell Westbrook can handle the ball. You understand? Russell Westbrook is a 1-2 dribble, athletic speed, quickness, gets you to just kind of rock one way, lean one way, and then he goes. But Kyrie Irving handles the ball.
Right.
Steph Curry, ball handling skills. Those guys got ball handling skills. Like Carmelo can handle the ball, you know what I'm saying? So there's a difference because it's just that the way that you can pad it, it's like on a string. Kenny Anderson had it.
Yeah.
It's like on a string. Like they just, no matter what you do to them, do with them. Jason Kidd's not a ball handler. He doesn't have ball handling skills, but he can handle the ball.
Right, yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Even as great of a point guard that he was, Stockton's the same way. Gary Payton's the same way.
Right. Yeah.
But then Rod Strickland can Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. Those guys
Tim
had
Hardaway.
skill. Yeah. So there's
Isaiah
a difference.
Thomas.
Yes.
And the difference, if you for you people who are like bad boys, so Isaiah Thomas had mad ball handling skills. Dumars ball handling. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where people don't understand, and also they don't understand that.
You like that?
Come out and play.
Yeah, you like that? See, I know that's an old school reference. I got you.
You got using on that.
I know.
But you didn't know what I was doing though. That's the problem.
What?
From the movie.
You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know that.
You don't know movies.
But I think what also people don't understand is the ability to catch the ball clean, pass the ball clean, and be crisp. That's ball handling. Because when if you want to go back to last year, if you watch Creighton when they played Nebraska, the way they were handling the ball and how crisp they were when they were moving it up the court and getting it into their either first break or secondary break, and then that's how you went from a game where Nebraska was up 6, Creighton's up 16, like that. It's so efficient, and that's where you see some next level teams. And so, in reference to Nebraska, I think everybody's all like, "Well, how can they score, shooting, and all that?" But if they improve that gets you 6 to 8, 10 more points a game. And with Gary, this is what I wanted to ask you about. With Gary, that ups his points per game because the ball handling and getting up and down the court, then that's right in his wheelhouse. He wants,
that's his style.
Yeah, he wants to go up and down. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Crowder from that was that
Jay Crowder.
Yeah, he's out now, or he's waiting to get traded. Phoenix, he was with the Celtics at some point. He's been all over, but he's kind of like
the Jazz for a while too.
He's an enforcer, can kind of hit a 3.
He reminds me of Haslam.
Yes,
more
Haslam. More Haslam, right?
Yeah.
But Haslam, he got the
He's
best. Let me tell you something about
gig on
Adonis.
earth.
Hey, I think he an underboss or mafia. Straight up. One of my friends got he's down there. He does he works kind of like for a financial company down there. They say when he walks into a place, it's like
Mr. Haslam.
Yeah. He owns Miami. Like he's like he untouchable. But he's a great guy. But they're like, that's that dude right there.
Going on.
Yeah.
Strick, how about this? Harvesting rebounds.
Oh,
Texter says
that's it. That's it. Nebraska is harvesting on the boards.
They are. I said it was a Moses Malone sighting to me. They were throwing it up to go get it. That's what it was looking like. Those toss it up and go get it 3 more times.
Yeah, like Moses Scurry from the UNLV runner. Yeah. You know what Moses Scurry is? Nope.
George Ackles.
That's it. I don't remember UNLV being any good. It's a shame.
Are you serious?
I was.
Whoa.
That might be the best college basketball team of all time. And I would have
even 90s, early 90s.
Yeah.
And I still think they threw that game against Duke. I don't care.
I said the same thing.
I don't care they had Grant Hill, Bobby Hurley.
I said it was a little Vegas in there.
And we got to go to break.
Henry says planting screens.
Nope.
They're coming up with them.
Keep
them coming. Keep them coming. Text line.
Old school, we're going to go to break. We're going to come up with a saying for Strick. We got Kevin Meyer coming in here for Thirsty Thursday, so we're going to turn up a little bit. Let Strick go down and bless everybody with his isms for the Husker game tonight. Old school, Jay Foreman, Strick, Nate Brennan. We'll be back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's something quite like the Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crisp, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
Your Class A state football playoff coverage rolls on here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me this Friday night from Gretna High School for a semifinal matchup between the 11th seed Creighton Prep Junior Jays and the number 2 seed and undefeated Gretna Dragons. The Junior Jays come in off of an upset win against number 3 seed Elkhorn South last Friday night, while the Gretna Dragons were able to hold off the 7th seed Bellevue West Thunderbirds last week. Junior Jays running back in North Dakota Charmar Brown has been able to run over 1,500 yards in the ground while finding the end zone 15 times in 2022. Oklahoma State quarterback commit Zane Flores continues to lead the Dragons with 27 touchdown passes on the year compared to only 3 interceptions. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. on Friday night, and you can hear all the action unfold right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go Big Red!
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine. If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Satellite Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 US 6 Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers Great Plains Regional Auction, September 15th and 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
Action Heating Air Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Temperatures will be falling behind a strong cold front moving through this morning. There may be a few road showers, then eventually clearing as temps settle into the 40s by this afternoon. Northwest winds gusting over 30. Tonight mainly clear, low down to 19, and only a high tomorrow of around 36. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Why wait until Friday to start your week?
Go ahead, start now.
You're thirsty now, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to help you stock up.
Just in time for the weekend.
horizons and try some new wine and beer. It's Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle.
Ooh,
There it is.
that was a little
Old school. We are back. Thirsty Thursday.
Ooh.
We got Kevin in here.
crack. It'll let
You,
pop.
you hear me cracking and popping. Strick is hype over here.
You know I'm geeking right now.
Yeah,
You know it's
if,
red.
If you had Strick on the stream, he hype man production. Look at him over there. He hype man production in there. Kevin, how you doing today on the last day of somewhat decent weather, at least this afternoon, man?
I'm doing just fine, fellas. Yeah, I mean, it had to turn fall or winter sometime.
Well, tomorrow is winter.
Yesterday was absolutely lovely.
It was.
I
quite
sat
nice.
outside yesterday and had some stogies
Yeah.
outside. It was 70. It was 77.
It was humid. I went to work in the morning. My garage floor was wet.
Yeah.
It was so humid.
It was lovely yesterday.
Well, speaking of wet, what we got here, Kevin? What's the first one we got?
All right,
That
so
looks like an October festy looking.
it's kind of in that vein. Although it's a Christmas sale, a little early for Christmas, but
Why
in
not?
my efforts to remain topical, it's a Michigan brewery. It's called Bell's out of Comstock, Michigan. This is their Christmas sale. I'm going to pass
All right,
these
I
out
guess
and try to
Nate.
talk at the same time.
Mm.
And
It's a dark one, right?
yeah, so
smells pretty good.
usually with these Christmas sales, they'll add a little bit of what they call adjuncts, which include some holiday spices, usually some like clove or cinnamon or nutmeg, and sometimes spruce. But this is a Scotch ale. And what makes a Scotch ale a Scotch ale
That's
is
pretty
got
good.
Got a little piney to it.
yeah. I think they ferment some spruce tips in there, and
Stricky knows now. Watch yourself. Watch yourself.
And with a Scotch ale, generally has a higher malt bill, so it's going to kick up the alcohol content a little bit, give it a little more something there in the glass, a little warm you up, and so yeah, Bell's out of Comstock, Michigan.
This is not the patio pounder.
Can be. Just
I guess
depends
it
on what
could
kind of
be.
mood you're in.
No, so if you're sitting at so follow me. If you're sitting at home, you got the fireplace going, you got the s'mores in action. You may be sitting out back with the the little fireplace joint, whether it be with the propane or with the logs.
Right.
You got your little blanket on, your slippers. You got your honey out there. The jacuzzi is simmering.
Yeah.
You patio pound that.
Absolutely.
Oh
But
my
you
God.
you got to have
Kevin,
you got to have a little bub for the jacuzzi. there.
Kevin, don't answer that.
That's the picture, man. You got to paint the picture.
You know,
Painted the
hey, you
picture,
painted the
but
picture.
then you just
It's Strick's
Graphic.
fantasy. We're all just living in it. That's
Yeah,
what's
that's
going
true.
on.
Patio pounder drinking.
He's
I don't even know. What
You're
that means.
nasty.
I don't know what that means.
See how nasty. See, old Jay is old school nasty. Strick said nothing nasty. Talking about drinking a beer, pounding the beer. He's okay. You see where it went. Nasty minded.
Patio
about the
pounder.
romance.
Patio pounders.
What
Like
does that mean?
it's not too dark. Like if you were sitting on your patio, you could pound a few.
It's like
Oh,
chuggable.
okay, I got you.
See, you so nasty. Jay
Oh, I-
Foreman. Boy, I tell you.
Well, Strick. I mean, yesterday you talking about BBLs and all that. I mean, I didn't. I was just trying to stay on point, but now I stand corrected.
You
I don't.
stand corrected.
Yeah.
We good.
I just feel like if it's a good drink, you can drink as many. I mean, you can pound any good. This is good.
Well,
It is good.
What's the percentage on it?
Let's see.
It's really good.
I didn't look beforehand. I'm getting a guess it's in that 6 range. Oh, 7.5.
Ooh.
There you go.
So-
How
You gotta
many?
be
How many?
careful
How many of
pounding that
those?
Strick.
How many of those tomorrow or Saturday? If we start.
If we win in,
No. If we start drinking at 1:30.
okay.
Well, game's at 2:30.
1:30. Yeah, we're drinking
Yeah,
at
we're-
7.
Seven.
A respectable tailgate is at
you're-
least 3 hours before kickoff. So
But
let's
no,
go-
no, we're at the house. We already kind of.
Yeah.
We might have got up, had some emotions
On my
Right?
picture.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Now we out back or
Right.
some kicking it, or
See?
not. We in the garage or whatever. How many of those will we need to drink to be nice and buzzing as we take the lead with 3 minutes left in Ann Arbor
With 3 minutes left in the game.
in the game?
Well, I would say, I mean, it all depends on whether you want to sprint or whether you want a marathon, right?
I'm a marathon. I
right,
got
all right.
staying power. I got stamina.
Do
Well-
you have a koozie? Because you'd have to keep it cold.
I would say that if you popped your last sixer
Mhm.
during that drive,
We'd
Si-
be right.
The last of
You'd
how
be
many though?
Six.
six
Oh,
last
dang.
of your 6. So you got the 6 is just for
I
you.
wouldn't make it.
and you crank out about one every 45 minutes.
I like that.
And then
I like that.
Yeah. So
you need the koozie.
You're
you want to keep it nice and cool.
I got like one of those little portable Yetis. Just throw a little thing.
Oh, those are cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Frothy Yeti.
Yeah.
We're down 5. They punt. We got the ball. 3 minutes left. You pop one of those.
It's on.
You pop your
It's
6th
good.
one.
It's good look.
Who's the quarterback? Because right now,
Hey, that's important.
listen, I was
Hey,
telling him about that. Adrian Martinez had some of the similar situations, and the same thing happened.
He need to change his drink.
Fumble.
Here's the deal, Kevin. I'm predicting Nebraska's going to win at least one game out of these last 3. I'm thinking 2. Whatever you bring in on that week of they win, we got to have something like a winning special or something like that.
All right.
I'll go on there.
Deal
with it.
done. We'll make it work.
Right? We got to do something because you know what's going to happen.
That's the magic juice then.
Yeah, we got to bring it in every week.
Right.
Hey, it might be not just Thursday. We might just have to do 4 hours of it because we're going to have the old go-to.
Yeah.
And then if we lose one, we got to go right back to it.
Right. I love it.
I'm down with it. Whatever breaks the seal and gets us the dub, I will make that my religion from here going forward.
Love it. What's Strick's picks today?
All right.
This
well,
is a strict pick.
This is we're going southern Italy.
Ooh.
Sophistication.
Yes.
So this is a Sicilian.
A mafioso.
Mafioso,
right?
yeah. Well, you know, that also reminds me of like remember the show The Princess Bride?
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing the Battle of Wits.
Yeah.
And he says, first of all, never go into a land war in Asia, but only slightly less well known is never go in against a Sicilian when death is on the line. So that's what we're doing right now.
Oh, this got a little pop
This
on
is
it.
death on the line right now.
It's got a little pop.
This is called Nero d'Avola,
Mhm.
and it comes from Sicily.
Oh, yeah.
For those of you playing at home, Sicily is the island. Okay, let me back up. Italy is shaped like a boot, right?
Mhm.
The toe of the boot
It's kicking something like a
kicks-
football.
kicks to the left.
Mhm.
And so it's kicking
Sicily.
It's kicking Sicily, right? Yeah. So Sicily is the island off the toe of the boot, and it is really unique because this grape was originally brought over by the Greeks, but it's pretty much only grown in Sicily. And oftentimes it's compared to like an Australian Shiraz because it's generally pretty bold. You get some peppery notes, and then also to me, I get this sort of like baked, like stewed fruit type thing going on. And so big, bold wines and spicy and just, you know, good, hard Italian stuff. There's always a good reason why wines of a region pair well with the foods of a region. And
Pasta.
Yeah, good pasta, good chicken parm, something like
Mhm.
that. Just nothing
I
too
can taste
fancy.
it.
Yeah.
I can taste it.
That's good, man.
Kevin Meyer.
This is really good.
How much is something like that cost?
These are under $20.
Get out of here.
$16.99.
Wow.
I love your
You
enthusiasm,
better,
Strick.
you better stop on your way.
Hold 2 for Strick. You know what we do?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Whenever Strick's pick come through, he holds 2. You see that, Ryan?
Yeah, you ready.
Whenever Strick pick come through,
You like Johnny,
he holds
you like
2.
Johnny Cochran on here rhyming and stuff. If it don't fit, you must quit. It's bogus.
He does. He holds
I
2
like
for
the
me.
suit, man.
Man, see, I try to get clean every now and then.
Yeah.
I got to try to compete with Jay. Jay's the cleanest man in the on
No,
93.7
Jay's,
ticket.
Jay's
no.
Mr. Comfort is what.
Yeah,
Jay is.
no, Jay's
No,
the cleanest
see,
man. on
I
93.
wear the same thing every single day. There's only one time I came in here suited
and booted. You was
That's
suited
it.
and booted. It was
Yeah.
clean too.
That's
Yeah,
it.
funeral or wedding or what?
I had to do something down at the stadium, man. I had to make sure I had to change up a little bit.
Gotcha.
But I generally like wearing the same thing.
That's a good wine, y'all. Listen,
I make,
let me see that.
Yeah, it's
So I
called
can show-
Affreschi, AFFRESCHI, and it's called Nero d'Avola, and it's from Sicily
I just like the name.
in
You
southern.
know,
Italy.
it just makes you sound smart when you say, "Hey, what are you drinking?" I got some fresh.
That's a
You
good
just
wine.
really- And then if you got the background to it, then that brings a little tough.
You
edge.
fool some people too.
Right?
Think it's
little
expensive.
mafia style. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, whatever works, man.
What year is that? A freshie.
I believe this is a 2020, if I'm not mistaken.
Dang it! I wish it was a 17.
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, give me a little extra pop.
Yeah, great year, 2020.
So, what would you suggest in Nebraska? Since obviously we're not, Sicily or Italy, what would you suggest to eat with this?
kind of like I said, Italian wine.
Pasta.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
it's kind of like every part of the world except for the United States, wine's considered a food. It's not really considered a beverage, right? And so they'll have it with lunch. Even if you're going back to work, you'll have wine at lunch. It's just part of your meal. And so there's always a good reason why foods of a region pair well with wines of a region. And Southern Italian cuisine, Sicilian cuisine is that, that pasta, that prosciutto, lots of heavy cheeses, lots of breads, tomato-based sauces. They call it gravy, and this is just, custom made for that.
Have you ever been over there?
I haven't. I would love to go, but the funny thing is people ask me that all the time, like, oh, I bet you go on, these wine trips, and
I was just about to ask you that.
Yeah. My answer usually is when I get the chance to travel, I don't want to talk about wine. I want to sit back and drink.
You see it every day. Right?
Yeah.
North or South Italy, if you go.
Oh man, that's tough because Tuscany's up north. So to me, that's the king wine of Italy is Tuscany. But have you ever seen pictures of that Amalfi Coast?
Beautiful.
It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, and then there's another island not too far from Sicily that is also it's called Sardinia, and just absolutely beautiful as well. So I'd like to just take a month and see it all. But and then of course if you want to go up north, then you got Venice and the canals and all that, and then you can go to Rome and see all the all the historic religious artifacts and the churches and all that kind of stuff. Shake hands with the Pope or whatever. But there's just so much history and so much heritage, and then the food and the wine and the people. It's just kind of it's a different culture, man. And so I'd like to experience it all. And what's really interesting though, the Southern Italians and the Northern Italians don't like each other.
They're different. Yeah.
The Southern,
really?
The Southern Italians, like the Sicilians, they were originally conquered by the Moors out of Africa, and that's why they have
darker color,
darker skin, dark hair. The Northern Italians, they're basically Swiss, so they're blonde hair, blue eyed, and so their food is different, their wine is different, their cultures are different, and they really don't like each other that much, even though they're all Italians. It's kind of
weird.
odd. Yeah,
Kevin,
it's similar to that in Brazil too.
Is it?
Yeah, they have North and South Brazil are very similar. Yeah,
interesting. A couple things for you on the text line. One, Kevin, texter says, sign Kevin up for another day. So I guess we're gonna make Thirsty Tuesday a thing too. So
all right,
you want to come twice a week? You're more than welcome to.
It's all about content.
Other texter says, do they make ice wines in Nebraska?
Not that I know of in Nebraska, but what ice wine is essentially is it originates in Germany, and what happens is that the Germans have a unique way of making wine. It's what they call a Qualitätswein mit Prädikat, which means quality wine with distinction. And the distinction is when they pick those grapes. And the Germans are very type A, so each pick has its own category. And one is that they're very, very late in the season. It makes these delectably sweet dessert wines. It's called Beerenauslese. I mean, it literally means late berry picked. So they hand pick the berries off the stems to make the wine. And winter comes, so those grapes are still on the vine. They freeze, and they rush out like mad in the middle of the night, and they pick the frozen grapes. And what the freezing does, it suspends the moisture in the fruit and concentrates the sugar and makes the wine even more delectably sweet. Like it, mean, it's like nectar, like honey almost. And so in Germany, in order to make ice wine, it has to happen naturally on the vine. You can't take the grapes and freeze them. Now they make ice wine other places like Canada. Upstate New York, various other places, but they'll actually take the grapes when they get to the sugar content that they want, and then they'll freeze them and make the wine that way. But in Germany, it has to happen naturally, and so it's getting harder and harder as the climate gets warmer that they don't always get the right conditions. So
that's interesting, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin.
All right, yeah,
great stuff as always, Kevin.
Thirsty Thursdays.
Again, we have a Christmas beer, and then we have a Sicilian Italian red wine that is absolutely phenomenal, under $20.
Yeah, once again, a freshie Nero de Alvola from Sicily, $16.99, and Bell's Christmas Ale out of Comstock, Michigan. Just like I said, in order to remain topical, hopefully we can make the blue and maize bleed red this week. Wouldn't that be something?
That would be lovely to go up in the big house and make some red happen.
Hey, slay the dragon, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey, you got to play the game.
Yep.
Weirder things have happened.
Thank you. It's Thirsty Thursday. We're going to hit the break, have a couple more drinks, and we'll be back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Satellite Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 US 6 Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell it. Great Plains Regional Auctions, 15th and 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
You finally finished your man cave in the basement. Brand new furniture, huge TV, and all of your collector's items. You're ready for football season. You were so excited until one bad rain and it is all. Don't risk a flooded basement and countless dollars in damages when it can be avoided. Call John Henry's today for a free sump pump estimate for your home.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Rib Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken lips. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Tractor Supply Distribution Center in Waverly is holding a hiring event this Friday and Saturday. Stop by between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. on either day to learn more about their opportunities for your next career. Tours and interviews will be conducted both days. Wages grow up to $20 per hour. Make plans to attend Friday or Saturday at 12851 Dover Street in Waverly. And if you can't make it, apply online at tractorsupply.jobs. Tractor Supply, for life out here. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul and Gato Comedy Syndicate present Big Comedy Energy November 11th and 12th, featuring headliner Corbin LeMaster.
If you don't know, cultural appropriation is like if you're not black, you can't have cornrows. If you're not Asian, you can't use chopsticks. If you're white, you can't score a touchdown.
4 shows November 11th and 12th at 7 and 9:30 at Mary Ellen's at 27th and Pine Lake. Tickets are $15 in advance or $25 at the door. For more information, find the event on the Mary Ellen's page on Facebook.
Life-changing research doesn't just take place in outer space. It's also happening right here in Nebraska, and you could play a key role. Solarion, one of the world's leading clinical research organizations, needs healthy adults who are 19 years old and older for a research opportunity. If you qualify, you could earn up to $500 a day for time and travel. Overnight stays may be required. To learn more, call Solarion at 866-213-65 or visit helpresearch.com/500.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa,
that's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
We stand on the shoulders of women who came before us.
Women who fought for their own financial futures.
And now it's our turn.
Join us. Visit WeSaySaveIt.org and take control of your financial future by saving for retirement.
A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Pumps in a pumps in a we like the girls with the pumps in a pumps in a pumps in a we like the girls with the pumps in a pumps in a pumps in a we like the pumps in a pumps in a pumps in a give me the girls with
Old School, we are back. One more short segment for the bottom of the hour. Jay Foreman, Nate Brennan. Strick is on his way down. Be on Big Ten Plus, calling the game tonight.
Doing what he does.
Huskers against UNO. 7 p.m. start, I think, Nate. Strick Strick does a real good job. So if you got Big Ten Plus, he'll be on there. Dropping some knowledge. Got some new phrases and stuff if Nebraska's playing well or when Nebraska plays well. So, and we want to thank Kevin Meyer, Thursdays, coming in every week, blessing us with knowledge, too. I didn't even know that the Northern Italians didn't like the Southern Italians, and so forth and so on.
Kevin knows his stuff, man.
Yeah, he knows his stuff, and that's what makes it great. So, it's pretty good. And I apologize, I didn't know what patio pounder meant. And if you know Strick, that's not nearly what he usually be talking about. So
that is very accurate.
At the top of the hour, we'll talk about Casey being out.
Do we got Barry today or no Barry today?
I don't know.
I'm not
I
sure.
don't think
either.
so. I haven't heard, so I doubt it.
Barry today.
So if Barry calls in, we'll definitely have enough stuff to ask him about quarterback position, what he would do or what he would teach the quarterbacks, or if it was one of his clients or one of his players, so forth and so on. And it's the last day, it seems like, Nate, before Cold-Ageddon comes, because it's going to be really, because it's going to be like temperature 35, real field 19, 20.
Well, here, how about this?
Warm your cars up, people.
This morning when I went into work, and obviously I go into work at crazy hours, so I got into work around 3:15. It was 72 degrees when I got out of my car.
Mm-hmm.
When I left at around 10:30, 11ish,
32.
it was like 34.
Yeah.
How does that even how do you have a 30-degree temperature drop in the early morning?
Welcome to Nebraska.
Crazy.
Welcome to Nebraska is known for being like 90 or 90 is an exaggeration, but like 80 on Monday. By Friday, you have like a little light snow.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
is.
crazy.
It is. There's no.
And this is all just in one day too. But yeah, it's gonna
less than 24 hours.
It's gonna be getting cold here soon.
Chilly Willy, man.
Cold.
Do you bundle up? Or are you? Here's what I want to ask. Are you a guy that likes to look good when it's cold, or do you just worried about being warm?
Worried about being warm.
Right.
Well, I was a guy though. Again, I didn't really know cold until I got here, but I was the guy that wore shorts in the winter.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I you know what? To be honest with you, growing up, he played on the offensive line. He was a hockey player too. He would wear shorts. He would wear his snow boots and shorts. He was just. Does that mean you're cold blooded, or that means you're cold blooded?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but again, he was, full hair on his legs. That seemed like a 13. He was a big, I always felt like, well, he was insulated because he was a big old dude. Ended up playing at the University of Minnesota Duluth, so Division I hockey and stuff. So,
nice.
Yeah, that wasn't my deal. I'm out there. I'm gonna have mittens on, face mask. People always make fun of me because of my Elmer Fudd hat that's got fur. Yeah, you
keeps
can say,
you warm though.
Hey, you can, and then I'll rock my onesie that's insulated too. You can say that I look dumb. That's fine, but I'm comfortable though, and I'm gonna be warm.
No,
that's the
I don't
most
care
important
about
thing.
looking good.
Yeah,
I never really care about looking good. I've never been a big fashion guy.
me neither.
I'll wear sweatpants to the bar, and I will have no problem doing it.
I've never.
At all.
Yeah, growing up mostly with my dad, I didn't know how to match. Just the simple stuff.
Well, I can't match because I'm colorblind.
Yeah, and match
Did you
and
know
stuff.
that?
Yes, that was when we were talking about the Grambling State, and you.
Yeah, that was mean.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
I can't see the color.
No,
that ain't right.
You were mixing in Green Bay with Grambling State and Gretna. You were way off.
I know. They're all different
Or
colors.
in Jackson State.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, no, I didn't mix up the Jackson State.
But we felt bad for you, so we apologize that
That's
you're
right.
colorblind.
That's
So,
right. I appreciate that.
Actually, to be honest with you, wish more people in this world were colorblind.
Why?
Wouldn't have some of the problems.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
there.
Be nice to everybody, man.
That's right.
You know, try to.
That's what we're about.
Everybody. You know what? Everybody's allowed to have a bad day. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
Even you, Nate. And I'm sure you always.
I never have. I will tell you what.
I was just about to say, very rarely do I ever see you kind of jammed up. Never.
I never have a bad day. I take pride in that. I never have a bad day.
Well, the one thing is, it could always be worse.
Always be worse.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I don't even know if I told you I had half my toenail ripped out today.
Why?
I had a
ingrown
toenail, and it started to get worse progressively, and it's reached the point where I couldn't put pressure on it. So I went in, I was like, "Oh, okay, like, can you help me out here?" And they're like, "Ooh, you never want your doctor to make that sound."
Yeah. Or when they leave, they bring somebody else.
Yeah,
in.
well, no, that was the thing. They said, "Ooh," and then they brought in two.
Oh,
so there was one because they inject you under your toenail to numb it, and that hurts. But they have to hold your leg down so you don't kick them.
Yeah.
So they injected it, but then they ripped off half my toenail and it stopped numbing.
Yeah.
So
well, see, I was on the other side, and I saw you without any socks on, so I felt like you were trying to, bring your inner Mark Whipple.
No, I just had to take my shoes off because
dogs are barking.
Have you ever had an ingrown toenail?
Not to that point. I've had them before.
Like they took off. Well, that's the thing
I haven't
too,
had it
is
to where you're like that
because they had to pull it out, and it was like probably like a quarter of an inch, and it was digging into your skin because it keeps growing. It doesn't care if there's skin there or not.
Yeah, it seems like it grows more too when it's in there.
It ain't right, but you know what? It could always be worse, like you said.
It could.
Could always be worse.
Be like Dion.
That's right.
Yeah,
could always be worse.
Yeah, and it's not Dion's foot is a gruesome sight. So, end of the first hour. Great Thirsty Thursday. I always like seeing Kevin and Strick.
Strick's wild.
Strick is. He needs some, for Christmas. We're gonna get him some help, but we love Strick. So after a quick break, we're gonna be back at the top of the hour. Talk a little Huskers. Talk a little NFL. Talk a little basketball game tonight. At the end of the week. So we'll be back here after a short break.
You're listening to Old School with DP&J. Download the mobile and listen wherever you are. 7 the Ticket and the Ticket app.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find every day. A full-service butcher shop and store is perfect for meat lovers with exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Life-changing research doesn't take place in outer space. It's also happening right here in Nebraska, and you could play a key role. Solarion, one of the world's leading clinical research organizations, needs healthy adults who are 19 years old and older for a research opportunity. If you qualify, you can earn up to $500 a day for time and travel. Overnight stays may be required. To learn more, call Solarion at 866-213-2965 or visit helpresearch.com/500.
Your Class A state football playoff coverage rolls on right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me this Friday night from Gretna High School for a semifinal matchup between the 11 seed Creighton Prep Junior Jays and the number 2 seed and undefeated Gretna Dragons. The Junior Jays come in off of an upset win against number 3 seed Elkhorn South last Friday night, while the Gretna Dragons were able to hold off the 7 seed Bellevue West Thunderbirds last week. Junior Jays running back and North Dakota State commit Charmar Brown has been able to rack up over 1,500 yards in the ground while finding the end zone 15 times in 2022. Oklahoma State quarterback commit Zane Flores continues to lead the Dragons with 27 touchdown passes on the year compared to only 3 interceptions. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. on Friday night, and you can hear all the action unfold right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Dish Heat and Plumbing.
Falling behind cold front moving morning, maybe a few road showers, then eventually clearing as settle into the 40s by this afternoon. Northwest winds gusting over 30. Tonight, mainly clear, low down to 19, and only a high tomorrow of around 36. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tractor Supply Distribution Center in Waverly is holding a hiring event this Friday and Saturday. Stop by between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. on either day to learn more about their opportunities for your next career. Tours and interviews will be conducted both days. Wages grow up to $20 per hour. Make plans to attend Friday or Saturday at 12851 Dover Street in Waverly. And if you can't make it, you can always apply online at tractorsupply.jobs. Tractor Supply, for life out here.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it? Mark?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
This message is for Shauna, my mom, who just finished her high school diploma. I'm so proud of you finishing school. You told me it's never too late to live your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. Old school. We definitely are old school. I forgot to put my hat on. Old school. Jay Foreman, Nate Brennan. Brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, 84th and Havelock. Be there, be square. Great food, great atmosphere. And if you're in a rush or less stress, great parking. So
You always say that, great parking. I need to stop by. I need to check
worst
it out.
part is if you want to go somewhere, you drive there, you got to drive around for like 5-10 minutes. Great parking. And easy to get to. 84th and Havelock. So, it's official. Casey is out. It's either Logan or Chubba. Chubba or Logan. Or both. Logan Purdy. Chubba Smothers. It's got to be both. You just never know when you play. You never know when somebody's going to really step up and take advantage of the opportunity. It's a hard situation, but this is where we're at. And you got to go out there and play your best. That doesn't mean that you show up there and just take it on the chin. Because I always say, as long as you go up there and play to win and play your hardest, you'll never get embarrassed or blown out. When you play not to get blown out, kind of go through the motions, that's usually what happens. Look, Michigan's a good team. They're well coached. They're going to make plays. But if you're out there executing a game plan, you're going to make plays as well. And then you just never know. Michigan is comfortable all year. So if you're the team that goes and makes them uncomfortable, then you could really start to really let go. I still think there's a sense of Nebraska and some play and players in general or some on as a whole is they just need to let it go. I understand. Look, they've been through hell and back twice. Last year, firing 4 coaches, head coach, defensive coordinator, just plenty of change, a whole different atmosphere with Mickey. Bill Bush and taking over, new offensive coordinator this year, new position coaches, so forth and so on. A lot of transition with these players, learning the business side of sports and college football.
Your quarterback goes down.
Quarterback has been like your man of steel, and then all of a sudden he got hit on an awkward play. I mean, how many times is he going to get hit not only on his elbow when he's throwing the ball, but elbow to elbow action with the defender from Illinois having an elbow brace on? I mean, that's like once every 5 seasons, so they've been through hell and back. And so sometimes I think you can play hard, but play a little tight. And what tight does makes you kind of looks you slower and more rigid. Think if these guys just decided to say, you know what, F it. We ain't got nothing to lose. But I know that we're going to play hard. We're going to play together. Let's go just see what happens. Then you be like, oh, yeah. Then you see like, oh, instead of playing 2 good quarters, 3 good quarters. And then you never know when you get in that 4th quarter. So, I think they also, oddly enough, they've played well enough to be judged as to why they didn't win, which is commendable because normally 9 out of 10 teams in this situation would have packed it in. And I think they've actually played better since Mickey's taken over. Or coming out of that bye week after Oklahoma. So I look for them to do the same. And then I just look for the guys that are captains and the older players to really step up. Make it easy for these 2 dudes. Don't make it harder. Don't talk about I didn't know. Don't talk about my bad. If you know it's on one or you're supposed to be lined up, don't be the guy that's, supposed to be on the right side of the formation and you're way on the outside on the left, which is going to put more anxiety and more pressure on him, because he's got to get the play off, before the, clock goes off because you don't want to play behind the chains. So don't be that guy. Be the guy that makes their job easier. Make a spectacular play when you got to make a play on a 50-50 ball. Make a catch when it's a little bit behind you. Make a shoestring catch. Do something, make the ordinary play spectacular and make the spectacular play look ordinary. That's it. Make easy plays. Just keep churning. Keep making easy plays. And then after, what I think is going to happen if these guys show up and just play, just go out there and just let it go and just wing it. Not wing it, but just, play like a dangerous team like they are. By the 2nd or 3rd series, they'll be on the sidelines like, we can play with these dudes. I saw it last year. Michigan was the same record last year. Undefeated, coming in. We could argue to the cows come home.
Made the playoff for crying out loud.
We could argue that we lost the game. I mean, we're driving to win the game. We're not stymied on the 2. We're driving to win the game. And a matter of fact, 2 plays before, Adrian missed the guy wide open, which would have been an explosive play. We would have been at field goal range now. Well, if field goal kicker was kicking, we would have had to baby cut. But at the end of the day, we were driving to win the game, and we fumbled the ball in a scrum. They didn't go get Kenneth Walker the 3rd out of the transfer portal. This is the same running back that was there last year. Now he's playing a bigger role because he's the lead dog. And the offensive line is good, but the offensive line was good last year.
Right.
The tight ends were good last year. The receivers were good last year. Now they have a different quarterback that gives you a little bit more of a running threat, but it's nothing that you haven't seen before.
No.
And so, as far as defensively, as far as what Michigan does, you really had to worry about, their 2 outside guys. The linebackers are the same. Now you don't have to worry about those 2 outside. So you got to play them out really honest. Now Morris, I think, is their number 1 guy as far as rushing the passer, but he's easy findable. He's findable. He's going to be usually on the right side, and you'll be able to, obviously call him out, maybe slide protection, change it up to him. And if you can run the ball, at times effectively, especially against Illinois, you should feel like you'll be able to run the ball at times against Michigan as well. And you'll be able to, the teams have found ways to score on them. What you have to find a way is to continue to put points on the board. 7-3, 7-3. You want to get points every single time. But then also you You have to withstand their either initial wave when they come out, most likely because they're at home, or when they hit you with a counter punch. And so most teams try to counter punch just to kind of get the momentum back. Michigan counter punches to knock you out. That's the difference from last year, I think, in their philosophy and the way they go about stuff. So, I think it's a great opportunity. I mean, I just look at it like you don't ever. It's hard for me to wrap I haven't lost to this. I never lost to this clip. So even when we were like in Houston, I never was preparing like I was going to lose the game or we were going to lose the game. I never was not having a benchmark or a outcome that I could, I guess, lie to myself that's a winning day. Because in the NFL is different. As long as you play good, that's the only thing you can worry about because that keeps you, on the team. But defensively, we all kind of banded together and wanted to be a top 10 defense and all that stuff and hit our goals. And if we didn't, then we felt like we lost the game, even if the offense didn't score. So I think if you have realistic and far-fetched goals, I think you would go out there and compete. And if you come to Nebraska, you come to Nebraska to play these games. Now, ideally, you'd like to be going up there at 5-3, 6-2, or whatever, but you're not. Now, we've earned the record that we're at. And so let's go up there and write the record. So don't go up there. You have nothing to lose. And that's actually, for a team like this and two quarterbacks like this, that's actually an easier situation to be in. You know what a hard situation is? That's why when we talk about Logan Smother, we talk on the air and off the air. That was almost like a must win for Frost to stay around, or kind of. I think Frost already was told he was coming back, so validate him coming back. But then also it was a job interview for you to be the starting quarterback this year, which really came down to wins and losses. Because if you judge Logan on how he handled that stressful and hard situation, you think he handled himself pretty well. So again, your situation is here again. If I'm Chuba, everybody's doubting me. I'm proving you wrong. And then if I'm Logan, everybody's saying more time, more reps. I'm going to prove you right. And then if I'm the defense, everybody's going to question whether you're going to stop this Michigan running attack. Then I'm going to be. Hey, I felt like the only game that we didn't perform well against the run was Purdue, and that was all us. And it was all on it. It wasn't you can't say it wasn't anything that Purdue did, but it wasn't a physical thing. Now you see them getting back to it. They've had 2 weeks of kind of building up every single week to playing against a Michigan running attack. And this is the ultimate test. And so that, you go into it knowing that, hey, look, we're going to play good. They're good. They're going to get some yards, but we're going to keep chopping wood, and then we'll be fine. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see who's going to compete. Whoever Coach Whipple and those guys decide to put out there, you're going to have the expectation, support them, number one. And then number two, have the expectation that they have to perform well.
Well, here's my biggest thing. I'll go grab this caller here in a second. I don't like that they haven't named the starter yet. Because to me, it just seems like not everyone's on the same page, for one. And two, I look at this situation. Your starter goes down. Both these guys are trying to prove something. One of them hasn't looked great. You're going into a hostile environment as 30-plus underdogs. Give the kids some confidence. Tell them, hey, this is your team. We're riding with you. We trust in you to go win this game.
Right.
I understand they're probably talking behind the scenes. The kids probably know who's starting.
They know who's starting.
But, let the kid build some confidence.
Right.
Go in there and say, hey, Casey's not going to play. Chuba's our guy. I don't agree with that personally, but at least let the kids say, hey, we still believe in you.
Right.
You've struggled. You're going in a hostile environment. This is your team. You go play.
Okay, so here's
my question.
Here's my question to that, though. Even if you did that, you probably should and have to play Logan. So how is that?
Name Logan the starter then.
No.
Stick with someone and be confident with it.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you don't. There isn't enough action or enough success to say you're that guy to play the whole game.
But that's the thing, though.
But you can say, hey, you can say, okay, you could say, Chuba's going to start. We know and we believe Chuba's going to play his best game this weekend. But Logan has done some really good things,
and he's going to be ready.
And he's going to be ready, and he's going to play some as well.
Just say
I
that.
can understand that.
And again, I'm not a coach. I'm not going to act like I'm one. I'm not
But you
part
also,
of those conversations. But give the kids some confidence.
The confidence is going to come inside those walls. But you know what else they're doing? Now they know Casey's not going to be there. So now you actually threw a late little curveball to them because they might have thought there was a chance that you got to prepare if going into the week that Casey would be able to play. So now you're got them scrolling and trying to see what they have for Logan and Chuba. So maybe that's part of it. But I'm sure they're going to have the confidence in there. And you know where the confidence comes from? What you do at practice, day in and day out, day in and day out. So
I agree with that, but at the same time, if I'm Chuba, I don't have all the confidence in the world.
Well,
why would you?
Your play. At the end of the day, if I'm Chuba, I don't need you to give me false confidence. I need you to give me real confidence.
But why? But what has he done on the field for that kid to have confidence in himself?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So first of all, I'm not. We're saying the same thing differently. If it's me, and I'm playing linebacker, I don't need you to get out there and say Jay Foreman's the best linebacker in the nation. I seen I ain't playing good. But what when you tell me like in the meetings, say, hey, I believe in you, but you still got to play better. And here's the difference that I've seen in you in the last 2 weeks of practice versus this week. And this is why I know you're going to play better.
Right.
Well, then that's where my confidence comes from, because I've done something different in a positive way that most likely is going to lead to a positive result. That's why.
I also feel, and this is just me personally, I kind of feel bad for Logan Smothers in this situation. You've done everything that they've ever asked you to do,
right?
And you've gone out, and again, maybe he hasn't looked great in practice. Mickey and Whipple both said that. But you know what? When he gets thrown into game situations, he puts you in a position to win. Now, he hasn't won the games, and I would say that Casey has looked better holistically. But, I mean, the kid's done everything you've asked him to do. And he could have transferred. And you and I both talked about this. You could have, maybe not Power 5. He could have started a Group of 5 school.
Oh, for sure.
Without question.
Yeah, walked in day one. I mean,
day one.
Well, you got to think, if Noah Vedro can go to Rutgers, and what's the difference between Logan Smothers? Nothing. So the right situation he could. But it's commendable.
He has grinded it out, and he's done everything they've asked him to do.
And taken some hard coaching and done all that stuff. And so, yeah, but the thing is, like I said about sports, you can do all the right things. You can actually perform well and not be rewarded. That's the thing that sucks about sports. But the only thing that you can guarantee is that you put yourself in the best situation by preparing well, being a good teammate, playing hard, all the things that everybody talks about. On the flip side, if you want to guarantee yourself not being successful, which is not being prepared, not doing the things you're supposed to do, not being a competitor, being in your feelings too much, and not understanding the full landscape of the situation, then when you get your chance, you won't be prepared. And so Logan is commendable, along with some other players. You got to think Ramir Johnson, having a decent year last year, was really consistent. Obviously, brought in a couple running backs last year. He could have tapped out and left, but what he's done is done what he's always done. What he's always done is, be a good teammate, play hard. And I know he had the crucial drop, a couple games ago, but Ramir's been a good teammate, playing on special teams, X, Y, and Z. The Brody Belts and those guys could have very easily just been the easy thing, could have gone into the transfer portal. So whether it's Logan or anybody else that I just mentioned, that's where the respect comes from. And yeah, it's a hard situation, but Logan has a football future ahead of him, and so these will be the learning things that he'll always be. Now, granted, while you're going through it, you hate everybody, but it'll make you a better person and a better player in the long run. And as long as he keeps doing what he's doing, he'll be fine. And there's no comparable between Logan and Tom Brady. But Tom Brady went through the same thing in college. He would always he would not start because they wanted to play this new hotshot recruit who ended up being, I think, Drew Henson, ended up being decent, but not obviously Tom Brady. But then, they'd be down 14. Here comes Tom. Come back and win. Oh, you're always competing for your job. And Tom was always playing the best. Bowl game and all that. What he learned from that and the chip on his shoulder, he has said, helped him become the greatest quarterback of all time. Now, do I think he should have had to go through that to do it? No. But in some form or fashion, ends up being a positive. And so, speaking of positive, we have a call in here from the Honda Lincoln hotline, which is 402-464-5685. Matthew, What's poppin', partner?
What's happening, Jay? Good to hear from you, man. Mary Ellen's was on point last night for the birthday, so I appreciate you guys.
Nice.
Hey, from a competitor's standpoint, of course, all the Twitter coaches and the Twitter quarterbacks and all that, but coming from your things, I know it's on the defense side of the ball, but you had to have gone through the same things that Logan's going through at some point. I know, I've talked to you off air in person before about it, but radio friendly, of course. What do you think's going through Logan's head right now? Is it, hey, this is going to drive me to try harder and practice better, or whatever might be going on? But at the same sense, even though he is being pushed and getting fired up or whatever's happening behind the doors, your coach's kind of right. He's not getting the shots in the game. So from a competitor's side point, Jay, does that continue to push you and motivate you, or, does it kind of put the fire out a little bit? I appreciate you boys and everything you do.
Thanks for the call, Matthew.
Man, that's a great question.
Great question.
And a real question as well. I think it just depends on the day. You know what I'm saying? I think with the football being in the meeting rooms around your teammates kind of alleviates a lot of the anxiety and stress, and I guess maybe the thought of, this sucks, poor me, I'm not getting a chance, and it's not fair, and all those things are valid.
And in reality, it's not fair.
Yeah, and it's all it's all
screwed.
valid, right? And sports isn't fair, and life isn't fair. So, but being in that locker room is therapeutic, and then it will drive you because you want to continue to prove yourself right and the doubters wrong. And it's probably personal, because he probably feels like it's personal on the flip side. And I've been there before. I've had coaches growing up when I was through high school and college that didn't want to play me because of who my dad was. Not because of anything I did, but just they were jealous because of who my dad was. Dad never came around. My dad never said anything to coaches. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the way it was. And sometimes they get, I don't know if this obviously isn't the situation. So I've been there before. There's times I wanted to quit. I'll talk about it very frankly. After we won against Florida, I was close to oddly transferring to Michigan. One of my best friends in high school quarterback was at Michigan. I'd been talking to him ever since towards the end of the season, because he's watching me. How's it going? We're talking. I'm splitting time. I don't feel like I need to split time. I feel like I'm performing well. And then, obviously my dad was able to nix that, and he was like, nah, there's going to be guys you got to compete with up there as well. So, and, oddly enough, 2 years later, we end up splitting the national championship with them. So, but, at the end of the day, there's a lot of thoughts that have been going through his mind. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, I've said this before. I think sometimes when guys will come ask somebody for information as far as going to the next level, and it's probably not the best what they want to hear, and they choose to go anyways, I look at it, that's a fashionable and easy way to kind of tap out. It's no different than going into the transfer portal. And sometimes it's warranted to go into the transfer portal. You might have an injury, sometimes you can go through a year and just can't, man, you just got a lot of bad luck, injuries, and then you get passed by just because you haven't been able to on the field, because your best ability is your availability. Or just like Justin Fields, Fromm was Kirby Smart's guy. He's going to Ohio State. It worked out for everybody, right? It ends up Justin Fields was the better quarterback, and it's probably something Kirby Smart and those guys wish they could have handled better. But when you go out and try to get the number one quarterback every year, that's how JT Daniels ended up at, I think, USC, and then Justin Fields went to Ohio State. And so things like that can happen when there's only one person that can play the quarterback position. So, I'm sure Logan's been through a plethora of emotions, both, up, down, and in the middle. But the one thing I can say is I don't think it's affected his play. I don't think he's out there pressing, which is weird, or not weird, but he's not pressing because he's playing, for the little time that he's getting is it pretty well. I just think that, and here's a funny story. I texted this in early this morning. I think maybe Aaron Davis and those guys were talking about when Oliver Martin dropped that pass and Logan threw it to him, and then he, didn't get another series for a while. I remember this like yesterday. And it was one of the things that I never forgot, though. And it drove me at times where I felt like it was like if I ever was trying, I just was like, it was like a chip on my shoulder. But I remember having a linebacker coach when I was here, and I was splitting time or whatever, so it might be 2 series for him, 2 series for me, or whatever it is. And I remember a team hit like a 70-yard pass, right? Didn't score, right? I'm not a cornerback. You know what I'm saying? Second play of the series, or second play, second down, hit it might not have been 70. It was 30, 40 yards. Takes me out of the game. He was like, "Oh, well, they hit a deep pass." Sitting there like that's not making sense. And so, I somewhat have been there where Logan's at, where it's like, the rules maybe would seem different, but I think if you just take the mindset where you keep plugging away, it'll work out some form or fashion. I'll never forget this. Also, another story. Finished my 4th year in Buffalo. They tender me, so I can't really go anywhere till late in free agency. Jerry Gray is our defensive coordinator. And back then, we didn't have the internet. We did have the internet. It was dial up, and they didn't have all the Twitter and stuff to find we didn't have football. So we didn't have these like little websites to find out what's going on. You just kind of waited, and your agent calls them, and then then it's dog and pony show. It's a little game. So the only website that there was a one called kffl.com. And it covered all types of football, but it was nothing like concrete. But it was, but it was after the combine, right? And I remember they were thinking about bringing in Eddie Robinson. I remember I got a letter from Jerry Gray, who was the defense coordinator. And it was like, and then I should have read it. I didn't know what it meant, right? It was like, I really enjoyed coaching you. You really started to play well. You're going to have a great career in this league. And, just keep doing what you're doing and control what it was something like that. It was kind of like, then I was like, what does this mean? So I remember calling up family members, calling my mom, my uncle, my grandma when she was alive at that time, my aunt, of course, my dad, and all my boys. Like, what does this mean? Nobody knew. So finally I got on the phone with them and figured it out. And then I think I got traded like a week later, so what he was saying, he was just like, hey, this ain't fair.
Warming you up.
You did a great job. You got a great career, but business is business. And so, but I always respect Jerry for that, but I would have rather just told me, because I don't really do well with puzzles and poems. I mean, I was trying to, try to figure out what are those, like, how you try to, like, what is that show where you have, one letter, then you got to, spin the thing and get in there or whatever.
Scrabble?
Yeah. Or something like, I'm not good at that. I just rather you tell me right away and deal with me straight up, black and white, and I'm gonna come back and with you. I might not like it, but I can deal with it, versus spending 2 days, thinking about what it means. Nobody knew.
Oh no, you're trying to Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune, Scrabble, all that. I ain't good at that. I'm not the dude that you want. Not even charades. Isn't that when you act out something? I'm not good.
Yeah.
So, it happens, but I think Logan will be good. I think Nebraska will be good. I'm actually excited to see who steps up. You know what I'm saying? I would literally come.
I hope they give him a chance to step up.
Well, I would be like, hey, look, okay, here's the noise. This is a big challenge for everybody. Big challenge for me as a coach. You two guys right here hadn't really played up to the snuff of what Casey was doing. Casey's not playing. Both of you guys going to play. Best man wins. This is it. What better other test is there right now? Top 4 team in the nation, on the road, hostile environment. You can learn a lot from this game. So, that's a pretty good segment, covered a lot of things. Nate, uncovered some old wounds and stuff. I, start to feel a little anxiety and anger against that coach, man. I wonder if I see him tonight, I might put him in the sleeper.
Thirsty Thursday,
I might put him in the sleeper holder. No, I'm just playing. He don't even live here anymore. But Jay Foreman, Nate Brennan, we're gonna go to a quick break, old school, and then we're gonna be back. We'll do some picks. We'll do Big Ten picks when we come back.
Big Ten picks.
All right.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School. PNG on 937 in the ticket.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul and Gato Comedy Syndicate present Big Comedy Energy, November 11th and 12th, featuring headliner Corbin LeMaster.
Like, if you don't know, cultural appropriation is like if you're not black, you can't have cornrows. If you're not Asian, you can't use chopsticks. If you're white, you can't score a touchdown.
4 shows November 11th and 12th at 7 and 9:30 at Mary Ellen's at 27th and Pine Lake. Tickets are $15 in advance or $25 at the door. For more information, find the event on the Mary Ellen's page on Facebook.
They might win, they might lose. But either way, you have something to say about it. Don't miss the Husker After Party postgame show immediately following every Nebraska football game. Nick Sainert and Jake Bachhoven give instant reaction, quotes from the players and coaches, and take all your phone calls with thoughts on the game. It's the Husker After Party postgame show, only on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sponsored by Action Plumbing and Heating, Gary Michaels Quilliers, and Brent Excavating.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and things are rocking in Louisville. We've got transport showing up every day with loads of new inventory, lots of new trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. Our pre-owned inventory is also filling up fast. Our GMC Terrain inventory is really filling up fast, so we're putting special pricing on those right now. This is the time to check out our GMC Terrains, all models with a great selection of colors at a discounted price. So please stop in or check them out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Tractor Supply Distribution Center in Waverly is holding a hiring event this Friday and Saturday. Stop by between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. on either day to learn more about their opportunities for your next career. Tours and interviews will be conducted both days. Wages grow up to $20 per hour. Make plans to attend Friday or Saturday at 12851 Dover Street in Waverly. And if you can't make it, you can always apply online at tractorsupply.jobs. Tractor Supply, for life out here.
Vershawn Jackson for Brent Excavating. Brent's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brent is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brent Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrentExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brent Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brent.
You finally finished your man cave in the basement. Brand new furniture, huge TV, and all of your collector's items. You're ready for football season. You were so excited until one bad rain and it is all ruined. Don't risk a flooded basement and countless dollars in damages when it can be avoided. Call John Henry's today for a free sump pump estimate for your home.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Problem gambling affects more than the gambler. It affects spouses, children, extended family members, and friends. If you are a loved one who's struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 476-2300.
You want to join a team of industry leaders, a team where you can learn and grow, a team that treats you right. Well, don't hesitate to look at all the great career opportunities at Acres Equipment, the largest John Deere dealer network in Nebraska. We offer industry-leading wages, state-of-the-art benefits, and a great culture that focuses on both our customers and our employees. Find your next career opportunity at acres.com/careers.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Temperatures will be falling behind a strong cold front moving through this morning. There may be a few road showers, then eventually clearing as temps settle into the 40s by this afternoon. Northwest winds gusting over 30. Tonight, mainly clear, low down to 19. A high tomorrow of around 36. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This show's pretty rockin', huh?
Yeah, I'm so glad my State Farm agent helped me go.
Huh?
My State Farm agent. They help me with options to personalize my auto insurance to a rate that fits my budget, so I don't have to give up the things I love.
Wow. Hey,
so do you think I could get your State Farm agent's number?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Kreekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Get a lot of advice about self-care these days, but one of the most important self-care steps we can take is making sure we're financially secure later in life. For small steps you can take to save for retirement, visit WeSaySaveIt.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Back to Old School with DP and J.
Old School, we're back. Mr. Nate, does that say the name of the band that's singing the song?
It is not.
Yeah, I forget. DP knows it. I forget, though.
You just hop off the stream? What are you doing here?
Oh, I did?
People got to see you.
Yeah, how to add it back?
All right, I got you.
Can you do it on my computer?
Yeah, you want me to come over there?
Oh, you just push YouTube.
Give me the intro. No. Here, I got you.
Old School, we're back. I'm having multiple computer issues, multiple things up. I don't know what I'm doing. So we're back. Quick segment here. We're going to do some Big Ten picks. Big weekend here. This is coming down the back stretch, like when you used to run the 200, when you used to get out of the blocks real good, then you're getting in the corner, leaned into the corner, and then you got to cock the head back, and you got to have the last little 50 meter kick. So the teams have got to separate themselves moving forward. So I want to look, for this segment, I want to the Big Ten pick. Anytime you get into November, this is really when you really separate the champions and the chumps, man. And that's regardless if you make the Big Ten championship or not. You're trying to finish your season well, get to a bowl game, or in our case, get a W. And then we got some rivalry games coming down the stretch. So the first one is Indiana at Ohio State, 11 a.m. on Fox. I think Ohio State's going to win big. I think they, obviously didn't play as well as they like against Northwestern last weekend. Obviously weather was a factor, but they feel like their standard is the standard. I know they're full steam ahead about to play Michigan in a few weeks, so they want to make sure that Michigan's not in theory, the best team in the Big Ten up until that game. So I think Ohio State's going to win big. Indiana's in transition. Especially offensively. You fire your offensive coordinator. The new offensive coordinator hasn't done well. Quarterback has kind of slowed down, and their number one receiver is out for the season. So, I think Ohio State wins big. This is going to be a sneaky good game right here, Nate. Purdue at Illinois, 11 a.m. on ESPN. Ooh, and it's in Champaign. And Illinois got beat last weekend at home. Purdue got embarrassed last weekend. So now you have Aiden O'Connell, you have the, Jones, you got, the offense, and you got Jeff Brom, who feels like his offense and his play calling is up to snuff. Can you withstand the pressure that he's going to probably face against this Illinois defense and the amount of, aggressiveness nature that you feel like Illinois is going to bounce back with? I think Purdue's going to show better. I think anytime Purdue goes into the season, they're supposed to be really good. I think they don't, live up to expectations. I think Illinois are going to get back on the winning track. I think they're
What's their deal? How does that even happen? Michigan State, really?
Well, Michigan State, it's a tailor-made game. It's two tough-minded coaches, two tough-minded teams, and people forget Michigan State, as Thorne. He was a all Big Ten quarterback last year. So if he played up to his potential, this is what you could see. And I always say this: a team that's facing adversity is a dangerous team. Michigan State got beat by Michigan, the fights and all the suspensions. Maybe it was a trap game for Illinois, but I think Michigan State just went out there and brought it to them. And I think once you get a lead on a team like Illinois, kind of like how we saw in Minnesota, you can break them. And Illinois tried to come back at the end, but it was a little too late. So I think Illinois is going to win, and I think Chase Brown is going to have close to 200 yards. That's my prediction. The other game here is Rutgers at Michigan State. Now, this is a pressure-filled game, right? Rutgers is trying to get to a bowl game. Michigan State is trying to, kind of get out of their own way and see if they can get 2 in a row.
Still bowl eligible.
Still bowl,
too.
yes, and still, get it going. I think Michigan State's going to win, but I don't think it's going to be easy. The thing that's going to hurt Rutgers in this game is their inability to score the football. Their defense and special teams will keep them around. Their defense is active and aggressive, which, allows them to get a lot of tackles for losses, which is going to hurt Michigan State. But I think eventually Michigan State is going to score enough points to win this game. And so it'll be 2 in a row for them. Mel Tucker will be able to smoke his cigar like kind of Eastrick, sit back a little bit,
right.
and then, hopefully get that winning feeling for him up there. The next game, Nebraska at Michigan on ABC 2:30. For a team like Nebraska, they've been on a lot of big-time games.
Seriously.
What? So Michigan's favored by 31 points. I would be definitely a homer if I think Nebraska. If I tell you Nebraska's going to win, best thing I could tell you is that they're going to probably cover.
That's a lot of points.
I do, I think Nebraska. I think Nebraska's going to play better than people think, and you never know when somebody can get upset. So it's a tremendous opportunity going up there. Nobody expects you to win. Everybody expects you to get your head beat in. You go up there and play well, it can springboard you into finishing this season on a really, really positive note. So, unfortunately, I'm going to say Michigan is going to win that game, but I'm still pulling for Nebraska. I don't know if Nate, Maryland against Penn State. That's right. They're rivals.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just telling you.
No, I know.
They first of all, both their coaches are really good recruiters. A lot of times they recruit the same players up there, DMV, all up around there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you ever seen the picture from a few years ago, because Brian Stewart was a defensive coordinator here that was at Maryland. He coached me in the NFL. Maryland came out to the coin toss with the hands behind the back. Let you know this is a gangster party. I think that's the last time they might have beat them. But Maryland is at number 14 Penn State on Fox.
Neither of these teams are great.
They're not great, but that's what's going to make this game really, really good, because you got to think Maryland's offense throwing it all over the yard, right? Their second and third level is good, but what Penn State has done really, really well this year is run the ball with their 2 freshman running backs. And they have good receivers, but that's what they've really done. That's Maryland's weak spot. And now Penn State has one of the best defensive backfields in the whole nation, which they feel like they can lock up against anybody, and especially Maryland. So it's going to be a battle of wills. Whose strength is better? I think Penn State is going to win, but I think it's going to be a sneaky good game. And I think Maryland is a team that's going to be reckoned with if they could keep their core of coaches and core of players there. I think I just think there's a plethora of talent. The Virginia, DMV. There's a lot of talent, and if they're
poaching guys from Virginia Tech,
right, and if they can start getting some guys, I think they can really make some noise. This right here is a full-fledged cage match. Wisconsin at Iowa.
This game's going to be like 6-3.
Hey, this is a November game, a 30-degree, right? You got Jim Leonard still. Well, you talk about chip on your shoulder. Here you are. You were an All-American player. Went and played 10, 12 years in the NFL, come back and one of the best defensive coordinators in the nation. Your interim coach gave away a game against Michigan State. Essentially, you'd be undefeated since you've taken over. You've scored more points. You've gotten healthier on defense, and so the defense is starting to perform, and they have yet to name you the full-time coach. So you talk about some intensity and inspiring players. I think Wisconsin remembers when they were really highly ranked and they went down there and Iowa beat them. I think Wisconsin's going to win on the road at Iowa. I think, and I know Iowa, the last couple of weeks has played better on offense. I think Wisconsin's defense has gotten healthier, and I think their offense has gotten more explosive somehow. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look perfect, but they scored more points since Jim Leonard taken over. I'm going to go Wisconsin over Iowa. Neither one of these teams I really like, but I'm going to go Wisconsin. Now you got the game right here. I know there's a stat out there. Every team after the week after they play Nebraska, they lose, but Northwestern doesn't have a chance.
That's what Kirk just said. Northwestern will beat Minnesota.
What?
Every team to beat Nebraska this year has lost.
Yeah,
the next
that's
week.
not happening. And
That's
I know
crazy.
And I know Northwestern,
including Illinois, which is nuts.
I know Northwestern played well against Ohio State, and their defense played well. Their defense played as well or better than when they played Nebraska.
Don't let their record fool you. I'm pretty sure they're 5-3 against the spread.
Right, and
they cover spreads.
And they gave away a few games early, against like Duke and some other schools. So they played a lot better than their record shows. And they gave the game away against Maryland.
They should have beat Maryland.
Yeah. So, but they're on the
road.
road.
They should have beat Penn State.
Yeah. They're on the road at Minnesota. Minnesota starting their backup quarterback. I'm still going Minnesota.
I could see Northwestern winning this game.
It would be total Pat Fitzgerald.
It would.
It would be. And then PJ Fleck might be just ready to just get out of there.
He might
right?
just quit on the spot.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with
I'm
Minnesota.
out.
I'm gonna go with Minnesota. I think you're starting to see the change of the guard as far as the quarterback position. They have 2 good running backs. I think the defense does enough to stop Northwestern. So I think Minnesota's going to win. So those are my picks to sum it all up. Ohio State, Illinois, Michigan State, Michigan, Penn State, Wisconsin is the only road team I think I have winning.
And Northwestern.
In Minnesota. Nate's picking Northwestern.
I'm taking Northwestern. I like the trends. I'm a big trend guy.
Okay, here's what the deal is. Here's the
guy.
deal. If Northwestern wins, I'll buy you a drink of your choice or two drinks of your choice at the next Saturday.
All right.
And
that's
vice
deal.
versa.
And we'll take tequila shots.
There you go.
All right.
Boom. Well, we're going to go to a break, and then we're going to hit our last quick segment. Talk about the basketball game tonight. Talk about what we got coming up tomorrow. So Jay Foreman, Nate Brennan, Old School. We'll be back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen. The Ticket FM.
Nothing quite like the Mercado by Sponti Speed. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
You finally finished your man cave in the basement. Brand new furniture, huge TV, and all of your collector's items. You're ready for football season. You were so excited until one bad rain and it is all ruined. Don't risk a flooded basement and countless dollars in damages when it can be avoided. Call John Henry's today for a free sump pump estimate for your home.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing. Heating and air.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and things are rocking in Louisville. We've got transport showing up every day with loads of new inventory, lots of new trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. Our pre-owned inventory is also filling up fast. Our GMC Terrain inventory is really filling up fast, so we're putting special pricing on those right now. This is the time to check out our GMC Terrains, as we've got all models with a great selection of colors at a discounted price. Stop in or check them out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. The trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at gainatrucking.com. Tractor Supply Distribution Center in Waverly is holding a hiring event this Friday and Saturday. Stop by between 10 a.m. and 1 on either day to learn more about their opportunities. Tours and interviews will be conducted. Wages grow up to $20 per hour. Make plans to attend Friday or Saturday at 12851 Dover Street in Waverly. And if you can't make it, you can always apply online at tractorsupply.jobs. Tractor Supply, for life out here.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Did Did you know that the U.S. has added over 1,100 new breweries in the last 18 months? Learn more by shopping at Myers Cork and Bottle, 13th and South, and by tuning into Thirsty Thursdays with Kevin Myers, because sports are better with a drink in your hand and a friend at your side. Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy Veterans Day. We are thankful for those who served our great nation and gave their lives to defend this country, which should never be taken for granted. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialist here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace, just south of 8 and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
This message is for Karina. Our mom will finish her high school diploma at age 28. Hi, Mom. It's Emmettith and Nicholas. Congratulations on getting your diploma. You worked so hard and have taught us so much. We love you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back, Old School, about a 3 or 4 minute segment, going to the Husker game tonight, taking on the UNO Mavericks. Look, man, I think when you think about Nebraska's basketball team, just because you're playing UNO, University of Nebraska Omaha, don't overlook these guys.
They fought against Kansas.
Yeah, they did. I was just about to say they played
score
well.
Of the game doesn't tell the whole story.
And you know what? To be honest with you, they played pretty decent basketball at times last year. Didn't win, and so I think when you go out there and play, you're a part of your program. And here's one thing I really realize is, like, when somebody asked me about the difference from, say, like a Sam Houston State and, say, like a Nebraska, right? In football, skill position wise, wide receivers and all that, there really isn't a difference. Now the depth is because there's probably more depth here, but top end guys, you really don't see a lot of difference. Where you really see the difference is in the line. You know what I mean? Offensive, defensive line, right? So when you look about it as far as like Nebraska basketball goes, you look at it like, okay, what's really the difference between UNO and, say, like a Big Ten team? You just first glance, you say size. But if UNO has superior shooting, or skilled guards, or just good like players, then they can make that game real close. You see it all the time in the NCAA tournament.
That's how they get you,
right?
Yeah.
Well, all it is you play one game, the best you can be, the best you can, and that's your like program builder. And it's bragging rights. It's to see where you're at. It's a team that's under the radar. It's a new team for Fred. It's a new team for this coach that's coming in. So, I think it's a game where it's going to be, a pretty tough game, but I don't think it's a game that Nebraska can't handle. But they got to play. This isn't just go out there and go through the motions. And you know what? To be honest with you, Nebraska basketball can never play like that right now. We're not good enough. We're not even good enough in football to do that. There's no game that we play in football that's a foregone conclusion we're going to win. That sucks because where we're at, right. But it's actually good because you know what? Every night you got to bring it. That's going to make you better. And so I think this is a big step for, the basketball program, and it's going to be good competition. And then, as they move on, through this non-conference and when they're in the, tip-off classic, they're in a tournament, this is where you build some like camaraderie. And the good thing about Nebraska's team that I learned from when they played Monday is that you just never know who's going to be that guy. Tamanaga came in, he was heat checking, he was on. Griesel's going to be there. Gary's going to be there.
Also defensively too, they looked better.
Right.
I'm not going to say they're there, but they looked
but the
better.
Emphasis was there. The rotations were cleaner. The communication was good. The want to was there. And me and Strickland, we've all talked about they are a bigger and longer team up front. And Blaze Keita is big dude too. Put him with Derek Walker, Goggles, Oleg, if you need to have some like kind of odd gangly type of size, you got it there. You know what I mean? And so the team looks like a better team. And then as they go along, I think you'll see a couple guys kind of, step out in front. But I think where it's truly the 5 guys are on the court all have the green light, and the green light is take good shots. I know they haven't shot well from the field, but what they've done is all the shots have been really good shots. You haven't seen the type of shots where, John Smith in the third row that maybe is not a basketball player, but he's watched basketball and loves Nebraska basketball, knows it like that's not a good shot. You know what I mean? Like that's
right,
not, coming down and you dribble and you go between your legs, behind your back, and
fadeaway 3,
and you
with
had
20
nobody,
left on the shot clock.
Nobody else knows. They're trying to call a set, or Fred's calling a set, and then you're going out there and just going rogue. Everybody's like, well, what do we do? Well, everybody knows that. So I think what I'm saying is you can see what they're trying to do offensively from a concept standpoint, and I think that's what makes them look a lot better. So, I think it's gonna be good. It's exciting. It's always good at PBA, which I think is one of the best arenas in the Big Ten. And I look for Nebraska to go out there and play well. I think it's going to be a 40-minute game. It's going to be physical, and I'm gonna be also excited to hear Strick. I think I'm gonna go down there and slap him upside his head.
He has been wild.
Yeah, we gotta get him in check. We're gonna have to have what is that when you get your family around, you have a talk with them? What is that?
It's
intervention.
Intervention.
Yeah, we're gonna have intervention with Strick. We won't have it live or anything. It won't be the stream. The stream will be down. We're gonna have an intervention.
But he's calling the game tonight.
Yep. Yeah, he
Big
does.
10 Plus.
He does a really good job. He does a
job.
really good job. So if you get a chance to listen to Big 10 Plus, Eric Strickland will be on there. Nate Brennan, Jay Foreman. We will be back tomorrow in studio doing big things, talking about big things as we inch a step closer to Nebraska going up there and busting Michigan's heads open to the white meat. We are out.